Welcome back. It's Joff from Hotel Adventures on a Monday night, a school night, and I wanted to share with you guys, before I go any further, did you enjoy our fantastic weekend down in Totnes? That's what we like to do. Very, very quick fire, getaway, spontaneous. That was really, really cool. A super cheap sort of park up right in the area that you want to be, walk to the pub, absolutely fantastic. Muse, that's what we do. Absolutely fantastico. Anyway, back to the nitty gritty, guys. It was only Friday. I've got to put a thank you out to Pete, who spent a lot of time sending me an actual email that I really, really appreciated. Pete, if you watch this video, thank you so much, mate. And what it is when we were having that little bit of like doubty time with our motorhome van conversion, everybody goes through these crazy phases. And massive thank you to Ode Eric as well up in Dorset. All you guys actually sort of like retained a lot of my sanity through them that difficult period of time. And really value your advice, guys, honestly. And I think we're sort of coming out of the other side, out through the ringer, you know. Oh, can we escape? Anyway, a personal view from Pete and experience on how he chose, him and his wife, a camper van, and it may give people a few ideas. And so, hi guys, after watching your video on the Adria camper van, I wanted to pass on our personal experiences, our thought process and our decisions that made us hopefully go down the route they're going down, and hopefully it's going to help a lot of people. And so the background of Pete and his wife, he's ex-forces, ex-military, and we both are outdoor types. We're now in our early 50s. We like to camp 12 months a year from Cornwall to Scotland. Spent a lot of time in both locations. He sort of prefers Northern Europe, Norway, them adventure-y kind of places, Sweden. Yet we also do like the Southern Europe, and maybe for the sun and stuff, similar kind of to us. Maybe our home on wheels has to work as a normal vehicle for his wife when I'm away working. So basically that is a big cruncher. So if you are looking for something that you're going to be using daily for his wife, you don't want anything too big. You want, and obviously parking, so that is a huge compromise. It was a big thing that you got to think about what you're going to use it for initially. So, and obviously for us, that does not apply. This is purely our kind of like leisure vehicle. So we're not kind of like governed too much on that, like daily driver. Anyway, advice we were given, we had motorhomes experience and camper van experience using a works welfare motorhome a number of times and owning our own camper van for a few years. 15 years ago now, when we decided to return to a home on wheels, the best advice we were given is hire before you buy. Research. And fair enough, Pete, we didn't actually hire, but we'd had two motorhomes previous to this one that was our first one. Basically was just, it's a motorhome. Yes, it's got a bed in it, it's got a cooker, let's go. That's what it's kind of almost like. And we had the transverse bed, and that's where we first stumbled across that situation where if you need to get out of bed in the night, someone has got to climb over you. So yeah, them kind of things. And then we ended up with the island bed, which obviously that you sort of waste a lot of space either side of that island bed. And again, it's a learning curve. And so evolution for us was, and you guys have already like commented, Joff, you know you've got the best camper van layout for you. Anyway, they hired a total of 6 motorhomes, from motorhomes campervans, and taking them each to Scotland, Cornwall, to trial, test, see how they went, to the colder conditions, see how they coped, obviously when it's raining. This was done deliberately as camping in the summer and good weather is easy at home, extends it, you're outside. So if you want to go when it's during bad weather, home is within the four sides of your motorhome campervan, and yeah, you want to be comfortable, space, and another big, you know, and like I always say to people, just sit in the vehicle and see how it feels. So I'm out tonight. I'm actually, you know me, I live in a house normally, and a lot of the time I just like to frequent my motorhome, and so really great advice there. And the next thing, we hired different manufacturers and different layouts. Hiring was the best advice and experience we listened to and applied to our research as part of our search that worked for us as a couple. Okay, the Adria, they actually rented. I know they do them at Andover, Abacus motorhomes down kind of like in this kind of, you know, we are probably 2 hours from Andover from here. So in the southern part of England, you can actually hire an Adria from Abacus, and we hired the layout that your video actually covered, which was interesting for us. It taught us this layout was fat to squeezed and did not work on bad weather days, and a host of other personal preferences. I will not list here, blah blah blah. Confirmed Adria was not our manufacturer of choice. They sort of yeah, Adria was not their manufacturer of choice. Okay, that's fair enough. Everybody's got their own choices. These are just personal views for what would or would not work for us as a couple. We are all different and use different home on wheels differently. Our estimate process, questions and answers, what we decided upon. We went for campervan over motorhome. We went for 2025 model, waited 2 years deliberately for changes. We knew they were coming from Fiat and that's what I'm reading, and with an automatic gearbox. We went for a layout that works in all weathers by giving us a practical and emotional feeling of space. I must admit, Pete, you've done a cracking job on this email. It's just there's so much information, and we have gone for a campervan. So they've gone for the campervan, and obviously that his wife's daily driver has probably steered a pretty big, and we've gone for a campervan that was a mainstream from a mainstream manufacturer, but at a £70,000 and plus price point, not above 80. So they've got their little budget deliberately. This was because then they had a little bit of extra money to spend to do modifications that suited their needs. So they had a little tiny piece there. So our modifications that we wanted, I'm not going to tell you how much they wanted to spend, but they wanted air suspension, self-leveling feet. If you're sort of like build it, you know, and this is probably going on to another level from where we've amounted to with this vehicle. Total rewiring of the van's electrical system to high-end lithium, normal 3-pin plug setup, additional solar, an additional engine alternator for charging when moving that allows us to be off-grid for a minimum of 5 days, nights. How do you get on with your toilet cassette, mate? So do you got two? Added a diesel heater for redundancy of the gas and electrical heating system, plus 5G Wi-Fi as well as Starlink. When the phone network Wi-Fi struggles, plus new wheels, all-terrain, all-season tyres, spare wheel on the rear door, an outdoor box on the rear door for storage of electrical cables, campsite cables, which I was actually reading this earlier on, and I think that's a really positive on the back end. You get them things that are like wet and a little bit damp, and you just don't want to be like putting them underneath your kind of bed. Obviously we've got, it's underneath our bed, but there is a, it's pretty sealed up pretty well from the back. So outside dirty items don't come into your van, or doors of the van open on bad weather days getting such items. Fair enough. So yeah, if you want to get your shocks out, it's teaming it down with rain, you need to open them doors and your bed is right there. Caroline would not be happy. So additional driving lights, a 360 reverse camera system and a camera security system, so we can access the van while they can see what's happening at the van while they're away from the van. A complete thermal wrapping of all items on underneath, even inside the camper van that could not freeze in temperatures below -10 down to -40. So waste tank, are we talking waste tank here, Pete? Pipes, pipe work, all sealed well up, and all the above for having done before actually picking up the vehicle. So for under 100, but these got, at the end of the day, these we've seen, there's a lot of equipment on this, and vans are massive amounts of money. The vehicle we want and fits all our needs, and the we use the camper van as home on wheels. We learned this from hires because, that's it, I just had a little break there. I was getting a little bit, so we just a couple of breaths of air, and I'm just re-establishing the story, guys, so stick with it. We learned from hires because what you think you need, what you think you like when it comes to actually using it in real life as a home on wheels turned out to be sometimes very different. And it's all really, really valid, mate. I really appreciate you sending me this. Summary is, Hire and Research has taken us on a 3-year journey to get what they kind of like want mapped out, and you're probably getting close to the ultimate van for you guys. I have deliberately not told you what we have chose and from what manufacturers, as that is personal choice. Yeah, appreciate that, mate, absolutely, and not anyone to influence one another, which I didn't want to come across as doing this in this email. And now we totally appreciate that, mate. Our three biggest decisions had to be with the campervan versus motorhome, the layout that worked for us, with how we use and live within the motorhome, the home campervan motorhome on wheels, and lastly manufacture and the price of the base vehicle, allowing us to create the vehicle we really wanted. Okay, and not what a manufacturer tries to sell. Show you what you want, as we found once you go from 80 to 100 bracket of camper vans, you could get what we wanted from a factory, but stupid prices. 160, fair enough, mate. We know, we've been witnessing some of the prices, and it can be really scary, but it's all kind of valid stuff. Never justify a camper van. That always loses value as you talking about depreciation. If you get the van that's going to last you a long time, you shouldn't need to worry about depreciation so much. It's just getting value from money out of that van and getting them trips in. So our camper van finally gets delivered, ready to go next week. Congratulations, guys. Happy times ahead. All the best to you both, whatever you choose to do in the future with a home on wheels. Pete and Amber, thanks, mate. I replied to your email. It was nowhere near as long as your one, but I really, and I said in my email back to you, mate, I might use this because it's really, really valuable information. And it's all about, you know, the way we kind of like look at. So if you do, it's like comfort, warmth, hot water system. This like say the Gaslow. I don't know. It's yeah, it really suits us. So a lot of thought gone into what them guys are doing, and drop us a comment about if you are kind of you know, what you love about your camper van, and what is the best thing. I know people like us, you get so kind of like, when it's your real relaxed place, and that's why when you break down and they want to put it in a compound, so it's really, really traumatic then. But yeah, drop us a comment and your best things that you like about your motorhome. And you know, like I say, we love the big thing between this and the Adria was, like I said before, it was that shower in there. I came back after being in that Adria shower, and it would be that small compromise. I know we're talking about this little passing place in the middle, which again, guys, it everybody was saying, Joff, that alleyway, you got your little place where Caroline can be stood there, and I can still get back. The other night when we're having a drink, I want to use the toilet. She's cooking the tea. I want to get by, and we can do it. But if it'd be hang on, you know what? Compromise. There you go. All about compromises. Monday night, I'm going to rip this video, guys. Thanks for watching it. I hope you found it a little bit informative. We do get a few comments from people that, Joff, we have learned a hell of a lot of information. And I really, guys, I really, really appreciate you making them kind of comments, because that's what gets me off my backside to do another one. And give us a thumbs up, give us a comment. As always, we'll see you probably, who knows when. Tomorrow night. See you later. Bye now.